My girlfriend, 24F, blames me, 22M, for not stopping her from going home with another guy. I want to break up. What do I do? Me, 22M, my girlfriend, 24F, of 4 years, and some friends went nightclubbing a couple of days ago. It wasn't a heavy night, but she did get quite drunk. About halfway through the night, she came up to me outside, after disappearing for a while, holding hands with an older man, and stated she was going to the toilet with him. They both came, back about 5 minutes later, but she ignored all my attempts to get her to come with me. They both had their phones out like they were exchanging numbers, and she completely refused to come home with me. When I finally got her attention, I told her to go away, and went home alone. I checked her location when I got home and saw she was at someone else's house in a totally different part of town. Nowhere that she or I know anyone. I found out the following day that it was the same guy's house, but she said she left immediately and that nothing happened between them, while also saying she doesn't remember most of the night. She profusely apologized at first and was crying on the phone, saying she can't lose me. But when we met for coffee the next day, she said I should have forced her to come with me, and that I'm to blame for compromising our relationship by letting it happen. Now, I feel like I've done something wrong, and that I should have stopped. Her edit. She also threatened to hang herself. Is this something I should tell her parents about, or is that not my place? Top comment with replies from OOP. She isn't toxic one bit. Have some dignity and get out of this situation. OOP. Just checking. This is sarcasm? If I was there with you, I'd shake your shoulders and tell you to wake up. OP. Point taken. Update. My girlfriend, 24F, blamed me, 22M, for not stopping her from going home with another guy. What do? I went to speak to her yesterday. She said she is willing to change, get therapy, and fight for our relationship. I told her the line has to be drawn somewhere and broke it off. I spoke to her mom today and told her about the suicide threats. She was horrified. Both she and my ex are adamant that she was not unfaithful to me, and part of me does believe that. However, I also never believed that she would come up to me holding another man's hand. Either way, it sounded like both her and her mom blame me for breaking it off. I didn't want to, but I felt like I had no other choice. Some argue that I should have stopped her from going home with that man, because who knows what could have happened. But I also know I tried my best in the moment to get her to come home, and I believed she had decided to cheat on me. I wasn't going to stop that. I haven't always been the perfect boyfriend, and maybe I haven't been there for her at times when she needed me. But I know I have never and would never do what she did. I think I need to give myself permission to say, enough is enough. No matter how much you love someone, if it's sacrificing your own mental health, as it has been for me, then it's time to call it a day. I feel heartbroken and full of guilt and regret. I'll be okay, right? Top comments. It's for the best. She definitely cheated. Take away what you can mentally and move on. Like, who even cares if she cheated? The way she handled the disagreement was enough for me. Yeah, the infidelity is just icing on the cake. And somehow OP is to blame, according to her and her flying monkey of a mother? Get the hell out of there. OP, you dodged a major bullet here. My ex, 24F, cheated on me and now won't let me out of the tenancy. Couple of days later, she turned up at my house, despite me telling her not to, saying she was going to hang herself and that she had taken a load of drugs. My friend overheard all of this and saw that she had driven off after stating she was on drugs. A wild goose chase ensued, with us trying to get her to stop. Thankfully, she did, and we took her home. I feel like that episode completely took away from the hurt and pain I felt from her going home with that man. I also feel like I would have never forgiven myself if I hadn't tried to stop her, and I'm angry at her for that, rightly or wrongly. She says she didn't mean to drag my friends into it, but that she genuinely felt suicidal in the moment. I do think she is truly remorseful, and she has since started counseling. But ultimately, the damage is done. I have officially broken up with her, but now she is refusing to let me find a replacement tenant for our flat that we just recently started renting together. UK. What on earth am I supposed to do? Top comment. Contact your agency or landlord. There's a nominal fee for changes to the tenancy agreement that can remove you as a tenant. Estate agents deal with this all the time. It's easier for them to remove you as a tenant for a fee, often half a month's rent, than it is to deal with you just walking away and not paying. AITA for leaving a family dinner early because my email told people I was raped. Original post, January 10, 2025 TW. Mention of sexual assault. I've never used Reddit before. My situation happened a couple of days ago, and I saw a TikTok where people were reading posts from here. I saw the comments and how they give advice, so I thought I'd try it out. Bear with me. I'm still learning the terminology. I'm 26, and my hubby is 27. We've been together since we were 16 and 17. Early on, I loved his mother. She was the sweetest woman ever. She welcomed me with open arms and was always great company. Of course, like everyone, she had her moments, like getting a little too mad when a cashier didn't understand her needs or making a joke that made people uncomfortable. But everyone always brushed it off because she was just an amazing person overall. When my husband and I got engaged at 23-24, it was like a switch flipped in her head. When we told her, she went pale, like we had told her. Someone had died. My husband noticed and called her out on it. She just said she had to go, and we didn't hear from her for about 3 weeks. We had lunch together often since family means a lot to both of us. So, when she stood us up, we got worried. Maybe my husband had come off a little harsh? We went to check on her. My FIL let us in but said he needed to talk to us first. He explained that MIL was shaken up by the proposal, saying, "It wasn't how things were meant to be." My husband got mad. Was she implying our relationship was just temporary? He went to their room, with me and his father following. We found her curled up with baby pictures of him crying. This was disturbing for me, so I excused myself. I was confused and hurt that my soon-to-be Mill thought of our relationship like that. My Phil consoled me and said, "For whatever it's worth, I believe there is a little string bonding you and my son together. Don't listen to her." That stuck with me, and I still remember it to this day. Then Miel texted me, saying I had taken away her baby boy, and that no one could replace the love they share. Yes, I know a mother's love isn't replaceable, but in my opinion, a mother and a wife shouldn't compete. The love they show and receive is completely different. She went on to say that it was always supposed to be him and her against the world. She has 3 other children. I didn't respond because it was just too weird to process if she had always felt this way. When I was a little girl, a parent of a childhood friend raped and tortured me. I used torture lightly. He burned my legs and privates and dug into my skin with the heated-up head of a lighter. My husband knew this very early on and often had to take a few hits because I had panic attacks, especially when we became intimate. He went out of his way to make sure I felt loved and appreciated. He kissed all the parts of my body, including my scars. He was extremely protective, but only when something actually happened to worry about. He took hits from men for me, yelled at whoever he needed to. To say I love this man is an understatement. My MIL knew what happened to me and cried when we told her. Fast forward a bit, after some space and talks, his mother tolerated me. The sting of that change in our relationship is indescribable. At a family dinner, we planned to announce my pregnancy. We cooked words into the food like, "You're my auntie." My little niece caught on first, then Mill. She became silent, which we thought was for the better. After we ate, she suddenly asked, "Is it really my son's baby?" Before I could even react, my husband yelled, "Excuse me!" Mill said that since I had let another man touch me, how could she be sure I wasn't weak enough to let it happen again? My husband immediately started arguing with her. I just got up and left. My husband ran after me, cussing his mother out. My FIL left too. People soon started leaving as well, saying it was getting late. It was only 6:30. Later, I got a message from MIL, mad that I had left and embarrassed her. I don't think I was wrong for what I did, but I'm starting to wonder if I should have left more appropriately. ATA Update, January 15th, 2025, 5 days later. TW, sexual assault mention. Hi. First, I want to thank everyone for the amazing and sweet comments. Quick edit. This update was written over a few days, so if things seem contradictory, I'm sorry. If you've seen my edits or replies on my original post, you'll know that I was low contact with MIL. I've now gone full no contact. My hubby keeps her number muted just in case of emergencies. My baby will never meet her unless a professional tells me she has truly changed. I know some of you think I should divorce my husband if he doesn't go full NC. Respectfully, that's advice I won't take. He has been through so much with me, and I won't leave just because he has to make a hard decision. We both agree that keeping a way to communicate is safest. doesn't mean we'll ever actually talk to her. His parents are getting old, and we've had to come to terms with keeping her number in case something happens. To clear something up, my FIL didn't take her to therapy earlier because she was getting better, which is why we were comfortable having dinner with her. Now that things have escalated, he is looking into professional help. Now for the real update. After I fully blocked MIL's number, she didn't take it well. It started with texts to my husband, then letters, home visits, and eventually, a rock through our window. We have no proof it was her, but we strongly suspect it. My FIL hired a professional to talk to MIL. At first, she refused therapy, but when the therapist said she wouldn't see her son or grandchild otherwise, she agreed. When she said this, my FIL yelled that she had no right to make such an ultimatum without consulting us. He fired her on the spot. We were on a call with FIL while this happened. We found another therapist who understands our position and wants to help. Mill had her first session. It went okay. She's still resistant, but at least she's trying. However, she has been calling my husband and leaving voicemails, crying, saying I'm a witch for taking him away, and that this isn't how things were supposed to go. We send every voicemail to her therapist. Possible diagnoses suggested so far: bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, or schizophrenia. We've continued receiving letters. Some are tearful apologies, while others describe violent plans to get her son back, targeting me and my baby. My husband isn't standing for this anymore. We're moving soon, and he has fully blocked her. This is hard on him. He's grieving someone who is still alive. I'll update again if anything happens. Thank you for all your support. Sha.